6:59. This is 2 News Today on Dayton CW, and here's the question for you, which I've been asking a lot lately. Do you feel comfortable about your retirement? Now, according to a survey, the 23rd Annual Retirement Confidence Survey, our confidence remains stagnant. And this morning, I'm joined by Greg Burrows, Senior Vice President, Retirement and Investor Services, the Principal Financial Group, and Nevin Adams, Director of Education and External Relations, Employee Benefit Research Institute. Gentlemen, thanks so much for joining us this morning. It's a very important topic.
Thank you, Dan. Appreciate it.
All right. Hey, let's talk about what we can do to be ready when it is time to call it quits. Mr. Burrows, let me start with you. According to research, 28% of workers say they are not at all confident that they will have enough money to live comfortably through their retirement years. Sir, does this alarm you?
The 23rd Annual EBRI Retirement Confidence Survey does illustrate that workers are not confident. 28% are not confident, you indicated. And actually, the positive side of what we see here is that maybe there's a more realistic perspective on what it takes to prepare for retirement. One of the most important findings, in my opinion, that we saw in the survey is individual workers' perspective on how much they need to save over their working career. Nearly 70% of individuals said at least 10%, if not more, of household income needs to be saved. That's probably a much more realistic perspective. So a positive in this is individuals and workers' perspectives are maybe more aligned with the realities of what it will take to prepare for retirement.
Well, Mr. Adams, now the Retirement Confidence Survey also shows that many Americans getting realistic about their retirement goals, and we're talking 10% of our household income. Is that what you're saying? So what can we do here to retire in relative comfort for most Americans? Is that feasible, 10%?
10% is a savings goal. Well, that depends on your situation as an individual. Again, what Greg said was, we've surveyed people. This has been a survey that we've been out for 23 years, and we have historically asked people sort of, how do they feel about their retirement? How much did they actually save for retirement? How much they think they need to save for retirement? This is the first time we've asked sort of how much of your income do you think you should be setting aside? To Greg's point, if you look at the amount of people, what people say they have in savings, and you look at what they think they need in savings, then honestly, if they were feeling very confident, there would be a real disconnect here. So, clearly people are stopping and thinking about this and are saying, I need to do something different. I need to do something more. The answer to what you can do about it is start by figuring out how much you need. There are a lot of tools out there that will allow you very easily and for free to figure out how much you might actually need to save for retirement. Yet our survey shows that a great number of people have not even made a single attempt to figure that out. And a lot of the people who say they have made an attempt are still guessing. Mm-hmm. So, take advantage of the tools.
Things have changed so much in the last 10 to 20 years. What other interesting trends is your organization tracking that can act as a harbinger of things to come so we can be better prepared for the next 10 to 20 years?
Well, I think part of it is, we see a trend line, and this has really kind of emerged in the last couple of years, where what happens is people say, well, I'm going to work longer. And in some cases, of course, it's I'm going to have to work longer. But again, the trend line that we've seen is a pretty consistent thing where people saying, I'm going to work past age 65, sort of the traditional retirement age, and so, that's what I'm going to do for a variety of reasons. On the other hand, what we see on retirees say, we ask them, when did you retire and why? And what we find is that a large number of retirees don't even get to 65. So I guess the first thing you say there in terms of the trend line is don't assume that you'll be able to work past 65. I mean, you can certainly make efforts to do that, but I would say don't assume that you're going to have that opportunity, because a lot of people end up being sort of leaving the workforce earlier than they had planned to, and then they have to adjust accordingly.
Gentlemen, I know we just scratched the surface here this morning. We appreciate your helpful information, and we appreciate your time. Thank you both for your time. Our time now is
Thank you so much.
today on Dayton CW.